Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Same old intro, my name is Lara, or Lara Likes Mascara. If you're new here, welcome. I love project panning and getting as much use as I can out of the collection I have, rather than bringing new things in. And that is totally in line with today's video. I'm going to be doing a graveyard project pan, which is, basically a project pan, but focusing in particular on the items that you've had for a long time. And this was actually voted on by you. So I've been doing a Pan Those Eyeshadows for, I think I started last summer actually. So it's been almost a year now. But to begin with, I only use single shadows because I get pretty good use out of all of the eyeshadows in my collection. So I just wanted to focus in particular on these singles because those I never reach for. But I've pretty much used all of them through this Pan Those Eyeshadows because I don't have that many, and I just felt like it was getting a little dull. You know, not that many people were watching or engaging with those videos, so it just seemed like I should try something else. So I put up a poll and you guys voted on Graveyard Project Pan. So that is what we are doing today. I'll just give a quick rundown of the Pan Those Eyeshadows and how it went this past month, and then I will introduce the new products that I'm doing for this new project. I will link below those who came up with this project because it was not me. This is, a well-known project in the, I would say, project panning community. I actually found out about it from Rebecca Morgan. She's been doing it for a while, or she did it last year. And yeah, I think it's just a good way to get use out of, in particular, your oldest products. So let's get into it. So actually, let's talk about the Revlon single shadows. So I started out with, I believe, 16 of these, and now I only have 3 left. No, I have 4 left. And one day I might even see that go down to a lower number. But I have decluttered quite a few of these, and I actually recently decluttered 2 of them to my friend Shauna Rapari, who I will link here. We did a little makeup trade. My last video was actually showing some of the products that I got from her, which was a ton of fun. But anyways, one of these 5 products she actually wanted, so I decluttered it to her. So there's only 4 products now. So this is a pinky color. It's too cool toned for me, so that's why I don't like it, but this actually is a fantastic base. So when I know that I'm covering up basically my whole eye with a different shadow, I will just use this as a base because the pink won't peek through, and it actually sometimes works better than my MAC Painterly Paint Pot, this is obviously a fraction of the cost. So there it is. So yeah, I might get rid of that someday because I just don't love the color. My friend Helen actually has expressed interest to me in these, so I might send them over to her depending on how much shipping costs and everything, because she is from France. I will also link her Instagram down below. So this is my favorite. This is in 730. You can see it's that second shade there. This is what I'm wearing on my eyes today, and I do really like it. It works well because it is a warmer tone. It's just a bit more pinky and gold. So I really like that one. That one I'm definitely keeping, and I have gotten quite a bit of use out of both of these over the past month. Now these next 2, this one is from ColourPop. It is in the shade Cuteologist. Oh my god. The whole thing just came out. Did you see that? So this is really not doing well, and I might even have to declutter it later. I can't even swatch it. That's how dry it is. And when I look back at pictures of me wearing this when I first got it, it's so sad because it was so vibrant. It was such a beautiful color, but I didn't know it was going to dry out as quickly as it did. So I'm just trying to still get use out of it, and I've done quite a few looks with that recently. I still do enjoy the color. You just really have to press your brush in there. So that's just good to know about these ColourPop eyeshadows, but I have gotten use out of that. This next one is from Wet n Wild. This one I did not get very much use out of, and it's mostly because it's kind of a pain to get off. So it's really pretty, but it almost feels like gluey, like it's very, very sticky. It feels kind of like makeup that people would use from like the dollar store or when they're doing like face paint or something, because when you try to get this off, it just like it ends up everywhere on my face. So that's not great. I may end up decluttering this at some point, but I just don't have anything else that is like this very dispersed gold glitter. I do like wearing it, sometimes on my shoulders or my collarbone. It's quite vibrant, so I enjoy that, but I didn't get too much use out of it. Okay, now we got that out of the way. I will have shown you some pictures of looks I did if I have any of those. And now let's move on to the Graveyard Project Pan and the products that I'm introducing. So I think some of these you will have seen before in passing. Most of them I haven't talked in depth about. I didn't want to showcase anything that is already like in my project pan, obviously, or something that I use frequently. Well, okay, one thing is something I use frequently, but the rest, not at all. So first is a product inspired by Sarah Rose. She's been talking on her channel about how in love she is with the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso, and how if you have this product, you should pull it out in your collection, even if you've had it for a long time. So I do have this actually, but I have not got very much use out of this recently. You can see it's definitely... Oh my god, can you hear that? It used to be much more spherical, so I have gotten a lot of use out of this, but not recently. Whenever I have reached for this in sort of the last few months, I found it to just be very, very bright and just kind of a little bit too much. So I probably just need to only use a tiny bit, you know, sort of get back into the groove and figure out how to use this, because it is very warm, kind of golden, almost doubles as a highlight. So I do really enjoy it, but yeah, I don't reach for it that much. So I don't even want to think about when I got this, because I think it was so long ago, but it still seems to be perfectly fine, so I will keep on reaching for it. I don't know if I'll ever be able to pan this. Rebecca Morgan did that, or was trying to do that for like years and years. It took her so long. So I don't know about that, but at least I'll get a bit more use out of this. Let's do another blush. So I tried to have quite a variety here, but this is also an old blush. This was a gift. It is the MAC blush in Angel. And it is so pale that when I first got it, I was like, this is not going to show up on me. But it does, and it's very pretty. I don't have anything that's this kind of like dusty mauve almost. So I would love to see a bit more progress on this, just because I don't have anything else like this. So I should reach for it more. I tend to reach more for my like pinky blushes for whatever reason. Okay, this next one is something you have definitely seen before. This is the e.l.f. contouring blush and bronzing powder. So last year, I spent pretty much all of last year panning the blush, but now I want to focus a bit on the bronzer, because this is in my chopping block. I need to decide if I want to keep it or declutter it. It's just kind of unsatisfying because I finished one part of it but not the other, so it's still sticking around. I would love to try this 10 times and then make a decision. So putting it on this project, hopefully that is going to incentivize me to choose one way or another what to do with this. I've had this for way too long. Way too long. This is probably the oldest product here. Yeah, definitely. This next one is an eyeshadow quad. This is from Maybelline, and it is actually kind of breaking. So maybe that sort of points to how old it is, that it is doing that. I did entirely pan that first shade. That was like my perfect inner corner / brow bone highlight shade, and I miss it all the time because I still don't have a perfect replica for that. But that second shade is absolutely beautiful. I usually reach for it in the fall because, you know, it is sort of those bronzy tones, but I thought because this ends in the fall at the end of October, I thought this would be good for the project as well. Also, I should probably mention this is going to be structured more like a project pan than a Pan Those Eyeshadows. So these are going to be the same products I'm sticking with month to month until the end of the project, whereas with my Pan Those Eyeshadows, I would choose different eyeshadows every month. Anyways, just to be clear. Also, most people start this at the beginning of the year, or it like starts when the last one ends, so they're doing this for a full year, whereas I'm starting this. It's the last day of May right now, so I'm only going to have 5 months to do this, but still better than nothing. And hopefully that sort of crunch time will force me to actually use these products, because I did actually get a bunch of new products lately. Products were decluttered to me from friends, and so I'm really excited to use those items. And also June is a super busy month in terms of like social events, so I'm gonna want to use those new things rather than reaching for these old graveyard items. So the first month of this might not be super effective, but I'm gonna try my best. And also a lot of these are things that I really do love, but just don't reach for. Like these two blushes, that's not gonna be a problem at all to reach for. I just need to do it. Anyways, enough rambling. Let's get back into it. This next one, I've maybe mentioned like one time before. So this is the Physicians Formula bronzer in bronze. So this is the last Physicians Formula product I have. I don't think I ever owned too many, but you can tell that there's some wear on this from that one heart. It's really sort of pressed down. I recently finished a bronzer, which means that I'm looking for another bronzer to be my sort of everyday one, and I haven't decided which one that's going to be yet, but right now it's looking like it's going to be this one because this is the one that I've had the next longest, and I don't really know how I feel about it, so it's good to pull this back in. I may also reach for the blushes a little bit, but I'm really going to be focusing on the bronze. This next one you've definitely seen before, so this is the MAC Soft and Gentle Mineralized Skin Finish Highlight. Basically what happened is this broke, and so I put the broken parts of it into this little container, and I have been really working at it, but as you can see, there's still a lot of product left in there, and it's just annoying to have two separate containers for the same thing, and obviously this is not as cute as this, so I would rather just have this, and I want to finish this off. I think it broke like almost a year ago now, so I've been working on it for a long time, but not dedicated use, like I've been using a lot of other highlights, so hopefully with this in the project, I will reach for it more. I'm not going to be using it in this packaging, I just wanted to show what it's supposed to look like. So you can tell how much is gone. So sad. Okay, this next one is actually the only product that I'm wearing right now. This is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the color Istanbul. I actually love this product, and I got it a really long time ago, but it still seems to be perfectly fine, which is super rare for a lip product. I feel like those turn fairly quickly. And also, this is like, my partner is from Istanbul, so it's a little bit sentimental. And because I like it so much, I think that's why I haven't been reaching for it. But this is really a great color on me, as you can see. So I actually think this was in my first project pan that I ever did. I started one back in 2019 before I even knew what project panning was really. And then I took it out of the project. I don't even know why. Let me just swatch it actually, because you can kind of tell better. Ugh, look at that color. It's so beautiful. NYX's lip products are just so good. And it's matte, it's not glossy, exactly what I like. So anyways, despite the fact that this is my perfect nude, I have other perfect nudes, and it's time to finish this one off. Okay, we have one more lip product in the Graveyard Project pan. This is the e.l.f. Conditioning Lip Balm SPF 15. I still have not worked out how I'm actually going to use this because I just find it so freaking cumbersome. So you open that up, and then there's this little cap thing, and then there it is. So you have to stick your finger in it to actually get anything out, which is impractical for someone who has like fairly long nails, right? Like if I stick my finger in, I'm just gonna get product all over it. I could use the back of my nail, but then how am I gonna, you know what I mean? I just don't know how people use products like this, so I haven't figured out what to do with this yet, but it's really time to get it out because most of the e.l.f. products in my collection that are still around were from so long ago, I can't even tell you. I am ashamed. It still seems to be in perfect working order, works fine, smells fine. I just want to get a bit more use out of this before I do probably have to eventually declutter it. I do think this packaging is cute though, right? It's just very bulky. This next e.l.f. product is also from that same e.l.f. order. So these are the Shine Eraser Oil Blotting Sheets. I think I've showed these before, but like a while ago. So I mean, they do exactly what they're supposed to do, and they are handy to have. I think I probably will actually miss having these, but I'm fine with using just a bit of toilet paper to sop up my oil, and I know that these don't expire, but I would just rather not have something this old in my collection. Same with all of these e.l.f. products, and honestly, most of the products in this Graveyard Project pan. Okay, and then the last two products are both eyeliners. Just in case you're counting, I don't think anyone is, but just in case, I'm doing 11 products in this project. I just couldn't decide which one to leave out. So just so you know, with my project pan, I usually also do 11 products, but one is usually skincare. Anyways, the last two products in my Graveyard Project pan are both eyeliners. I think you've probably seen this silver one before. I don't know if you've ever seen this purple one. Let's talk about the silver one first. So I had quite a few glittery eyeliners in the past, you know, when I hadn't really figured out my makeup style and thought that everyone needed sparkly eyeshadows. Spoiler, they don't. If you're not going to use sparkly eyeliner, don't buy any. That's what it looks like there. The other thing about this is that I don't wear silver or gray or really any cool toned eyeliner or eyeshadow, so this is kind of impractical for that reason. I have kept it because I feel like it's handy to have just in case. I know we all have products that are kind of our just in case products, but I don't reach for this, of course. I really, one way I'm envisioning wearing this, doing like a black basic liner and then putting a line of silver on top. I think that would be kind of fun, you know, just like a basic eye, but some silver on there. So I might try that. Otherwise, I don't really know. I'm not going to use this as like a full-on eyeshadow, so it's pretty limited in how I can use it, but at least if I can get some use out of this, I will feel better about it. Surprising that it hasn't dried up because I had some other ones and they all dried up. And then this is the Bonnie Bell Eye Define Eggplant liner. I used to wear purple eyeliner and eyeshadow all the time, and then I sort of decided I didn't like purple anymore, which is ironic because I'm wearing a little bit of purple eyeshadow, like a sparkly purple eyeshadow today. This is from a palette that Shauna decluttered to me, which I was very excited about, and I actually quite like this. But this is a much deeper purple, and I don't really know if I would wear this because I don't like purple so much anymore, but I should give it a try because I am getting a bit more adventurous with my eyeliner. Sometimes I'll do like a line of color, like a red on top of my black liner. Even today I'm wearing a bit of browny, sort of burgundy on top of my liner. I don't know if you can tell, but I figure I might as well try some purple and see how it goes. Some of these products are almost like chopping block items. Like if I don't get any use out of them, then I'm like, it's time to go. But really the goal is just to get some use out of some old products that I never reach for. So those are all of the products in my Graveyard Project pan. What do you think? Do you think I'll be able to reach for these? Are you like, Lara, there's a reason you don't reach for them? Let me know in the comments below. The last segment of my video is always me talking about what I've been reading lately. So let's get into that. So this one is an audiobook. I'm listening to more and more audiobooks these days. This is called The Art of Gathering, How We Meet and Why It Matters by Priya Parker. I wasn't really sure about this and I kind of only started listening to it because it was all that was available, but I'm so glad I listened to it, and I'm so glad that I am listening to it at this particular moment because I'm currently planning my birthday party. I don't think I've ever said my age before, but I don't really mind saying. So I'm turning 28 in June and I'm planning a party. So my partner and I live here together. We've been living here for over a year and a half now, but we haven't properly had people over because of COVID. We've had like a couple people here and there, but haven't actually had any parties. And I'm really, really excited. I absolutely love having parties. I'm a very extroverted person, so I love parties, especially if I'm hosting them, as long as I'm not too stressed, which I am, but it'll be fine. And this book basically is like advice for how to make any sort of gathering, whether it's a party or a meeting or a conference, memorable and exceptional. And I've just been soaking up all of the advice, making so many plans to make sure that this is a good birthday. It's going to be themed. It has a name. All of these things like contribute to the memorability. So anyways, I'm almost done. I'm going to finish it before the party, but I'm super excited. My birthday actually isn't until June 18th, but by the time you watch this video, I will have already had my birthday party just because June is so chaotic. I have to have it like 3 weeks in advance. But yeah, I would highly recommend it if you are someone who like attends a lot of meetings, even like work meetings, or like hosts a lot of dinners or parties. It's super effective and I would definitely recommend it. I will insert a picture from my birthday here if I get any good ones. But yeah, just some takeaways. Make sure that there is a theme or, you know, some kind of thing going on. Also make sure that there are activities like games, also naming the party. All of these things contribute. So, but that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. The 5-month countdown is beginning, so cross your fingers that I actually get some use out of these products, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.